Jacob, a young man with a curious mind, had always been introspective. He contemplated the mysteries of life and struggled with questions that seemed to have no easy answers. Lately, he had been feeling a heavy burden on his shoulders, making him ponder, "Why am I suffering?" One dreary evening, as Jacob sat alone in his dimly lit room, gazing out at the rain-soaked streets below, he couldn't shake the feeling of emptiness that gnawed at his soul, nor the nagging question that echoed in his mind. Feeling restless, Jacob decided to take a walk to clear his thoughts. As he strolled through the quiet streets of Oak Ridge, he found himself drawn to the local bookstore, its warm glow inviting him inside. He browsed the shelves aimlessly until a book caught his eye, a worn, weathered tome titled The Search for Meaning. Intrigued, Jacob flipped through the pages, absorbing the wisdom contained within. The book spoke of the human condition, of the inherent struggles and challenges that come with existence. But it also offered a glimmer of hope, a reminder that suffering, while inevitable, need not define us. Inspired by the book's message, Jacob deeper into his quest for understanding. He sought spiritual teachings, philosophical texts, and personal anecdotes from those who had walked similar paths. He immersed himself in meditation and reflection, seeking solace and clarity amidst the chaos of his inner turmoil. With each passing day, Jacob's perspective began to shift. He realized that suffering was not something to be avoided or overcome, but a natural part of the human experience. The teacher offered valuable lessons in resilience, compassion, and empathy. Jacob uncovered the root causes of his suffering during his journey of self-discovery. He discovered that it was a deep-seated fear of failure, a sense of inadequacy, and a longing for acceptance and validation from others. He understood that his suffering didn't come from external circumstances, but from his perceptions and beliefs about himself and the world around him. With this newfound understanding, Jacob set out to confront his demons head-on. He challenged his limiting beliefs, replacing self-doubt with self-love and acceptance. He embraced his flaws and imperfections, knowing they were integral to his journey toward growth and self-discovery. Jacob encountered others struggling with their pain and suffering as he walked the path of healing and transformation. He offered them a listening ear, a compassionate heart, and words of encouragement. He knew firsthand the power of empathy and understanding in times of need. Through his acts of kindness and generosity, Jacob found a sense of purpose and fulfillment that transcended his suffering. He realized that by reaching out to others and offering support, he could alleviate their burdens and bring a glimmer of hope to their lives. Jacob's journey eventually led him back to the bookstore, where it had all started. He returned the weathered and worn tome to its rightful place on the shelf, knowing he no longer required its guidance. Jacob had found the answers he needed, not in the book's pages, but deep within his heart and soul. As Jacob stepped out into the cool night air, a sense of peace washed over him. He knew his journey was far from over, but he was ready for the challenges ahead. He had the courage and conviction to face them. And so, Jacob walked into the night, filled with gratitude for the knowledge he had gained, the lessons he had learned, and the journey that had brought him to this moment of clarity and understanding. He realized that his suffering did not define him, but that he chose to rise above it and embrace the beauty of life's endless possibilities. There are two types: suffering, physical and mental. Although physical suffering can be caused by various factors, 90% of the suffering that humans endure is mental in nature and caused by their thoughts and emotions. People often create their suffering by experiencing anger, fear, hatred, jealousy, insecurity, and other negative emotions. This type of suffering is the most prevalent in the world. Buddha believed that human suffering is caused by the mind's inability to be free from desires. Consequently, our mind causes delusions of pain, distress, and suffering. Desire is a form of bondage that leads to unease. When we desire something, we are not at peace in the present moment and believe that fulfilling our desire in the future will bring us happiness. This tension of the mind for the future is desire. Hence, whether fulfilled or not, every desire leads to misery. Suffering arises when you don't accept the present moment, including your current life situation and any unpleasant emotions that come with it. It can result from a rejection of reality, a denial of life, and a refusal to acknowledge the natural laws. Essentially, suffering is a sign that you are resisting reality. It's common to want things to stay the same, but the truth is that everything is temporary. Life moves in cycles that bring new beginnings and endings. It's essential to accept that nothing can stop this universal movement. When you recognize that everything is temporary, you can learn to relinquish your attachments to people, things, and even your self-definition. This is how you can continue to learn and grow. Suffering can be a transformative experience that helps us discover our core beliefs and showcase the authenticity of our faith to others. When we face complex or painful situations, we tend to hold on to what we have faith in. This reveals whether our faith is based on wishful thinking or reality. Suffering is created in the mind, not inflicted upon us. By increasing our self-awareness and expanding our consciousness, we can achieve a state of inner tranquility and joy that helps us overcome suffering. If you truly want to be free from suffering, you must stop avoiding it and become aware of it. Accept your suffering without judgment. Observe your own suffering without resistance or judgment, without attempting to escape from it. Gradually, the pain caused by the suffering will decrease and it will go away in its own time. Remember that understanding suffering leads to freedom from it. When you are no longer scared of it, and you don't fill yourself with the poison of self-pity. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more content. Thank you.